Colbey Ross 身高185公分，81公斤，来自科罗拉多州。高中时曾2次拿下该类州最佳球员，不过并未收到太多大学教练青睐，最后选择了 Pepperdine。大一赛季随即坐稳先发控球的角色，大二赛季更是与八村垒、Brandon Clark 等 NBA 球员一同入选 WCC 最佳阵容。大三场均20分7助攻，也轻松打破校史总助攻数纪录。在即将开始的大四球季前，受到各大运动网站的关注，入围了多项榜单的热门关注人选，像是赛区最佳阵容、Cousy 奖项，也就是 NCAA 年度最佳控球，甚至是奈史密斯奖项，也就是 NCAA 年度最佳篮球员。也有许多非官方选秀网站把它排到明年 NBA 选秀的2轮末甚至2轮中段。对于一个高中毕业时只收到2份全额奖学金的球员来说，可以算是相当不容易。接下来我们就看一下他的 highlight， 以及通过访谈来听听他对今年最后球季的展望，还有明年 NBA 选秀的想法。
Just looking to the strong side, for some reason Matthews wide open. Hard the three without fouling. You'll give him the two. Ross. Wow.
5 on the shot clock. Tough three. Rattles out. Rebound. Here comes Colbey Ross. Ross for the win.
Leaders do. That's what all conference players do. Stops, pops, counted, ball game.
The moment of the game brought to you by Don Francisco's
Possession. He's having a great game. He's got 31 now, Jordan Ford. Colbey Ross being lost his points, but it might be because of Kessler Edwards' production at both ends of the floor, in particular with his brother out. He's been fantastic. Here's Ross for three. Rebound Pepperdine. Colbey Ross, yes, from way out.
Hi, thanks for joining me. How's everything going for you?
I appreciate you having me on, but everything's been going well. About to start the season in 10 days, so I'm really excited for that.
How's the practice going? Like, when did you come back to school? And then how long have you been practicing with the new guys?
So I got back September 23rd, and then we started official practice, I think, October 14th. And so practice has been good. We've been really getting after it. It's been good to have some transfers and some freshmen with us. So I feel like it's going well. Everyone's working hard.
What do you think of the non-conference schedule? UC Irvine, UCLA.
I'm excited because those are two like really good teams. UC Irvine, a lot of the times they're winning the Big West, and then UCLA, they're ranked preseason top 25. They're number 22 right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's great for us to go versus those teams early in the season, just to show how good we are and just to compete at that level.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best outcomes that we can get out of West Coast. Yeah, you guys play in San Diego, right?
Yep, we play at San Diego State.
Do you think they'll allow any fans to the games?
They, for this tournament, they said they're not allowing any fans.
Okay.
And then for our home games, they've decided that there's no fans allowed. But that's just for now, so we don't know how it'll be once January or February.
That sucks. I hope that might change. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's great to have fans at the games. Definitely helps.
All right. Let's get started. How'd you start playing basketball? And then since what age? And I know you have siblings that are playing with you. How'd that work out?
So I started playing basketball when I was around the age of 2 or 3. My mom, she bought me a mini hoop in our basement. And so from what I can remember, I was down there for hours every day. I didn't even know, just didn't really know how to really shoot the ball, just, making it on that hoop and just watching guys like Kobe Bryant, Paul Pierce. I remember him, Allen Iverson at a young age, and that's when I really fell in love with the game. Just seeing those players, and then having an older brother, I think helped tremendously just because he really made the competitor I am today.
Yeah.
I always just wanted to be as good as him and things like that. And I have a younger sister who also plays basketball, so just try to do the right thing so she can look up to me.
Yeah, I think that having an older brother definitely helps because you always have to compete with a guy that's bigger than you in age and like size wise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
Exactly.
So like, how's high school basketball? That's when it started getting serious, and then how was that?
It was good. I feel like I had a great high school career. I was very successful in high school. I got to play with my brother two of those years, and so it was great. I learned a lot. I feel like high school is really what gave me the confidence and showed me how good I really could be, because that's when I really started to do all the extra workouts and I really started to really get in the gym, and it showed on the court. So I think that's when I really learned that hard work is undefeated, and that if I want to have it, if I have the dream of playing in the NBA, that I have to work hard and do things outside of practice in the games.
For sure. So winning 2 Gatorade State Player of the Year awards, and how was the recruitment process after that?
Like you would think it would be great. That's what I thought. Winning those, winning back-to-back Gatorade Player of the Year awards would help with that, but recruiting was up and down. Like the end of my sophomore year, I had, I think, 3 offers. Like right after the season ended, had 3 offers right away. So I was like, if it's starting this early, I'm thinking I'm gonna get like some big time offers come my junior and senior year. That's what I'm thinking, but it just never really panned out that way. I guess I just didn't fit the eye test. I'm a 6'1" point guard. I'm athletic, but I'm not too athletic where I'm dunking on people, doing things like that. So I just never really caught the eyes of the Power 5 schools. And so when I was making my decision, it really came down to 2 schools, which was Pepperdine in Northern Colorado.
Yeah. So why'd you chose Pepperdine?
I chose Pepperdine because I just knew if I went to Pepperdine, it would just make me a better person and a better player. Being away from home, I think, was really important. Just because if I was at home, I would just be around the same people all the time. I wouldn't be able to experience new things like I am now. And so I think that's been one of the biggest things I've learned at Pepperdine is meeting new people, being able to network with people and see different things in the world. So I think it's been great. And the coaching staff at the time, I really liked the coaching staff at Pepperdine. And they basically just told me, like, I'll have the opportunity to compete for a spot. They never handed me anything. So I think that's why it just kind of gave me that chip on my shoulder that I had to work for everything I got here. And it's been successful ever since.
Yeah. Like coming into Pepperdine, I think we had Amadi and Elijah at that time, like two very good guards. Like one's really fast, one is a veteran guard in WCC. So like through like practicing with them, like how'd you improve yourself, and then like how'd you became starting point guard like right at the very beginning?
Having those guys, especially Amadi, being a veteran guard, he taught me a lot. He's on our staff now, but he's taught me so much since I've been at Pepperdine. Just all the reads I make, when to score, how to control the game. I feel like especially my freshman year, I learned that a lot is like trying to control the pace of the game, because as a freshman, when you come into college basketball, it's just like this. That's what you think it is. And then you got to start to watch film and understand different ways teams want to play you and things like that. So I think he helped me with that a lot, and I think it really helped. And so I feel like my freshman year was good. I learned a lot. I got when Coach Wilson was the coach, he let me kind of let me find my way that year. Just because being a freshman, he knew I was going to make mistakes, but he let me work through them and try to figure the game out. And so the way I ended up starting that year, actually, I was supposed to come off the bench for like in the preseason and all that. I was probably going to be like the sixth man or like around there. But Eric Cooper, he ended up getting hurt like early. So like I think a week or two before practice. And then they decided to have me at the 1 and then Amadi at the 2 or vice versa. And so I ended up starting versus Oklahoma State that game. That was our first game. And then ever since then, I started every game since.
Yeah, your freshman year, like we had a lot of injuries on our team. That was a tough season.
Very tough.
So how'd you basically how has that been? And then playing without like a bunch of seniors on our team and then having to carry the team by yourself through the whole year, like what was that like?
It was tough just because we weren't winning games. I think that was, I feel like, the hardest part for me just because I go from my senior year of high school winning a state championship. So I'm used to just winning a lot of games, and then we go to my freshman year, we only win 6 games.
Yeah, I remember.
It was tough. Just that was like the toughest part, but I learned a lot because I got like I said, like I really got to be the point guard and control the team, and so it was good. I feel like I really got better that year, and it really helped lead into my sophomore year and gave me the confidence that I needed to play versus some of the top guards my sophomore year.
So yeah, speaking of sophomore year, like your stats went from 14 to 19 points, you averaged 7 assists in the game. What improvements did you make during the off season?
So that's when Coach Romar ended up getting the job.
Mm-hmm.
And so he changed his offense. He came in. I had the ball in my hand majority of the time. I got to really kind of call plays that I wanted, and like if I saw something, he'd let me just go out and play through it and things like that. So it was really helpful having him as the coach and him just giving me the keys basically. And so the improvements I made was just being able to pass the ball in different ways. So being able to throw the ball with one hand, just find different ways to get assists. And then I just figured out how to score in college basketball. I went from, like you said, 14 to 19, and I think that was from a lot of film and understanding reads, how people they go under the screen, shoot behind it, hit the big overplays, and then I'll split the screen, things like that. So I feel like that was really helpful. And so I feel like sophomore year was that leap that I needed to make for my career.
Sure. Romar coached so many NBA players, especially guards, at his time at the Washington. So, like, how did he ever like compare you with those players?
He doesn't really compare our games. Like he doesn't compare my game to those guys. I feel like he kind of says I play a unique style. Like all those other guys, they play their own style of basketball, and I feel like I do too. But he just we talk about like Isaiah Thomas, his chip on his shoulder. He says that I have the same chip on my shoulder, how I view myself, and that like if I just get a chance, then I'm gonna make the most of it. And then we talk about Brandon Roy and just how he was his senior year of college and things I need to work on and to try to follow that path. So that's what we've been talking about lately with him and what I've been trying to do.
Yeah. So I think sophomore year you played against Gonzaga and then Rui Hachimura. So like there's a trend that like more Asian players began coming to play in NCAA. So what do you think of that? And then what does it feel like to compete with like international players in college?
I think it's good that, like you said, like more Asian players are playing college basketball, and I feel like the more, especially the older I get, the more I guess Asian American players I've seen and gotten to compete against. And I think it's great just because, like we see now, I feel like international players are starting to like really like be great in the game of basketball. You see Giannis, Luka, Rui, they're like really making an impact in the game of basketball. So it's been great to see, and I think it's just good for the sport because now it expands into the United States now, and it's popular everywhere, which is like really great to see. And like Rui, especially with him having the Jordan contract and him having his popularity, it's really important, especially in the United States, for Asian players, and then back where he's from, for them to have hope, basically, to play in the NBA one day.
Yeah, for sure. And then junior year, like everything, just use like stats wise, like didn't improve that much. But what I see is that you added a lot more like spin moves, even like post-up games. What made you like start doing that?
I just had to try to find different ways to score. I feel like after sophomore years, when teams like really started to scout for me, try to send different coverages within the ball screen and things like that. So a lot of times I feel like guards don't really know how to, do post defense. So try to get the ball in the post and make a move down there. I feel like it's uncomfortable for guards. So for me to do that, I feel like that was an advantage for me. So I worked on that, and just being able to become more crafty in the lane with floaters, spin moves like you already talked about. So I think those were the biggest adjustments I made. And still feel like I needed to work on different things and get better at, but I'm doing that now, and I'm still just trying to improve.
Yeah, have you always like trained that with your brother, or different? Did you do it differently back then?
Back then, it was more of I wasn't really training. Like once I got into college, like my freshman year, it was more of kind of just just getting shots up really and things like that. And then once like sophomore and junior year hit, that's when like I really started to train with my brother, and we started just to work on different moves, just ISO moves out of the ball screen, things like that. And I feel like he's really helped my game and really just improved the things I can do out of different situations.
Yeah, I remember like back then, like basketball players on a team, they go to like put some shots up late at night. But I didn't really like see you because I was like, how did you keep like shooting better like that? And I saw you repost Jimmy Butler's post, and I was like, oh, you do it early in the morning.
Yeah.
and that's why I never saw you, but you kept shooting the ball better and better. So yeah, that was
Appreciate
special. I think junior year, NCAA, like they changed the 3-point line. They basically extended a little bit. Do you think that affect like your shooting, or what does it feel like?
A little bit, not too much. They did extend it. I feel like even when I do shoot threes naturally, I shoot them from further away in general.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe that could be a reason why my 3-point percentage dropped a little bit in that area. But I just feel like that didn't have too much of an impact for me.
Yeah, because your shots are always contested, and then they're always tough ones.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't think that. But junior year, like some really big time games against Arizona, USC. Yeah. So what does it feel like to compete with like the bigger names, and then getting your names like being national televised on TV?
That's why I went to Pepperdine. Honestly, that was like one of the main reasons, just because I knew we were gonna play versus teams like Gonzaga and have the opportunity to play versus big, like higher ranked teams. And so when we got to play Arizona, that was important just because Nico Mannion, he was projected lottery pick at the time, and that was my time to really show like how good I was. And so I feel like I showed that I can compete at that level. And then when we played USC, I showed I can compete at that level. And it just feels good to do good versus those teams because it's basically saying to those teams who didn't recruit me and like, saying like, why didn't you recruit me? I can produce at any level I play at. Doesn't matter the situation. Like I can really produce at a mid-major or at a high major. And so that's why I get joy out of doing well in those games. And it's good just to put Pepperdine on the map when we get to play, nationally televised games like that. So I think it's really good for the program.
Yeah, I think you actually like earned the stages yourself because like our non-conference schedule just kept getting better each year. And then I feel like if there's like no COVID this year, I feel like our non-conference schedule might even get better. So yeah, I feel like you definitely earned those stages as a reward of how you play. Yeah, so I was really happy for you. Like Sultan really became a fan of your game. So yeah,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So after getting more like recognition that throughout the junior year, has your game like changed differently? Like is less chip on your shoulder, I guess?
No, I really still feel like I have the chip on my shoulder. I feel like that'll never change. Just because how much I've been doubted in my life and, just in terms of basketball, I feel like that'll never change. Even when I make it to the NBA, I'll always still feel like I'm better than the next person, and I'm just gonna prove that during workouts and everything. So that's what I'm excited for. I feel like I'm always gonna be me, no matter the situation. But like more recognition, it's been great. I'm blessed that people recognize my talents and how hard I work. But I'm just never satisfied at the end of the day. I still feel like I have more to do, and people just haven't seen it yet. But my time is coming, so I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the tweet regarding CBS Sports. Like they ranked you only at 57 for top 100 players. I was like, there's no way you can name 56 players better than you in college basketball. And I read through the list and I was like, no way. And yeah, so how do you feel after seeing that?
Like I'm happy. Like I'm happy to even be on a list where it's ranking top 100 players and I'm on that list. Like I'm happy about that. But I feel like I've done a lot more than a lot of players from 1 to 56. I've done a lot more. Numbers don't lie. If you look at the stats, numbers don't lie. I've been doing it consistently for 3 years now. So that's why I felt a little disrespected. But at the end of the day, it comes down to winning. And so maybe they haven't seen that I can win at that level. And so now this is the year to prove that. And I'm really excited for it. I'm really ready to prove people wrong and show that how good Pepperdine is as a program on the national level.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so speaking of the senior year, like the goal is definitely winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you think the new players and then the transfers and the returning players, do you think we have a chance to compete for WCC title?
100%. I feel like we're a veteran team finally, where we can say like we have more seniors and juniors now instead of usually it's just we have a lot of sophomores or freshmen. So now we're a veteran team. Everyone knows the system that we're playing in, and we have a lot of talent on this team. Now we just have to go prove it, and that's what we're waiting for. That's why I'm happy we get to prove it against UC Irvine and UCLA for the season.
Mm-hmm. So who's gonna fill in Cam's spot, and who's gonna be a starting five, in your opinion?
I can't talk about the starting five yet, but I think Kessler Edwards, the younger brother, is gonna really step up this year. He's gonna surprise a lot of people. Everyone, we all know what he's capable of doing, but how much he's gotten better from last year to this year is it's incredible to see. So I'm excited for him to be put on that national stage and to show how good he is.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely a really good player as well. So let's talk about, I guess, NBA comparison. I know you've always compared yourself with Dame, terms of your game, and then career path. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would say career path. Damian Lillard, I feel like that's one of the main ones, or CJ McCollum, just because, like, those guys, mid-major guards, they got it done in the mid-major, and seeing what they do now, they play in the NBA at a high level, and so it's just exciting to see, just because I know my time is coming, whether that's, you know, me being drafted first round, me being drafted in the second round, or being undrafted. I'm still excited for the opportunity, just because I know my work ethic is going to get me to where I want to go in the NBA. So I'm excited for that. And I look at guys like Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, undrafted. Yeah. He's about to get his new contract this year.
Exactly. Yeah. And like he said, he wants to be paid because he knows the work he's put in, he's produced at that level. And so I hope I get to, you know, meet those guys and play versus those guys, because I feel like that's always been my dream, to just compete at that level and just to do it with guys that have done it before me. So I really look up to those guys.
Yeah, I think you definitely have the chance to play against those guys. Like, if you look at the numbers, let's say WCC guards, Patty Mills, Matt Vadova, like, no offense to those guys, but you have, like, stats wise, like, numbers don't lie. You have, like, way better stats. And then I think people don't get how there's less possession in college basketball, and it's only a 40-minute game, and being able to average only nearly 20 points and 7 assists, that is special to me. Like, definitely. So,
I appreciate that.
So, what do you think? Ideally, what do you think your draft like pick would be?
I think I'm a first round pick, late first round pick. Honestly, I think I am. So that's my goal in mind. I try to speak it into existence whenever I can, just because I know what I've done. So I'm excited for that. But it doesn't matter where I get picked. I know that at the end of the day, whenever we get the draft workouts and I get to compete versus other guys, whether that's in draft workouts or if I have to play in the G League, it doesn't matter. When I get to compete, I'm going to get the job done. So that's what I'm really excited for. I'm just excited for the process of getting to that next level. Of course, I want to be drafted, but if things don't happen that way, then I'm still excited for it.
Yeah, I'm really hopeful for that, because I feel like with you on Pepperdine team, we just have the chance to compete with any teams in the country, and that's what kind of player, like, I feel like you are. So I think as long as you get the chance to compete with them, like, it'll definitely work out, in my opinion, at least.
Yes, sir.
So lastly, let's talk about backcourt drip. Are you still doing that?
We are still doing that. It's been rough. It's been tough right now, just because with COVID and just not being able to really go out like that. I haven't been able to really like get off campus and dress up as much as I want to. It is still a thing. We're just trying to wait for things to become normal again, to like really post, and because a lot of times people right now are just in their house, and so they're not, going to dress up around, just chilling around their house. So it is still a thing. I think it'll be important, especially at the next level with the NBA, try to use that as a marketing tool for myself. So I'm excited for it and what it could become.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I haven't been on it yet.
Oh
But
no, we
yeah,
gotta
for
get you.
sure.
We gotta
Yeah,
get you
yeah,
on that.
yeah. Senior year.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. Yeah, I think that's all the questions I have. Thank you for your time. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you having me on here.